Welcome back to the Luthier Sessions. We did have Andrew in the workshop last week. I'm hoping this week's going to be a bit more relaxing. We've got John Smith. We're going to be shaping the bracing, kind of getting the character of the top coming through, and we'll have that finished guitar soon, hopefully. Welcome, John.
Hello, mate.
Thanks for coming to the workshop.
Good to be here.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, great to see you.
We've got a pretty good job list today.
Okay.
So far, we've got to this stage where we've got the rosette in, we've got the soundboard cut out, and then while Andrew, our last guest, has been away, we've glued the bracing. So we've got our basic kind of bracing pattern there,
Okay.
and we're just going to shape that today. And really, that brings out the sound of the instrument. And I know you've got the ear for the right tone, so it's going to work out well, I think.
Thank you. I mean, as I told you, we spoke briefly in the lead up to this.
Yeah.
I can play a guitar. I have no idea how it works. So when you told me about this, I was thinking, yeah, maybe we could talk about the neck or the finish. But this is the thing that I know least about. And various guitar builders have tried to explain this to me.
Okay.
And it's gone so far over my head,
Have you ever worked on one, though?
No.
So here we go. You'll learn today.
I'm hoping so. I'm here for you to tell me how this should go.
I was hoping you'd tell me.
Okay.
No, it'll be good. So we're going to just kind of start off with the height of the bracing. So I've kind of got it to a bit of a nominal where I glued them on and just left them at that. So if we kind of measure X bracing at the moment, we're at 15mm, which is a bit too high at the moment.
Can I hold this?
Yeah, please.
Because I want to see how thick the top is.
Yeah, so the top, you're looking
lovely.
about 2.5mm in the up about, going to about 2.2 in the lower.
I really like a thin top. So
Yeah, well, that's one thing I did want to talk about, because I know that you take the finish off the top of your guitars and French polish them.
Well, I don't. Roger Bucknell does.
Yeah, Roger does. That, for me, is a great thing, because it just leaves that top freer, and you just get a lot more power from it, really, don't you, I think?
Yeah, I find that nitro lacquer, it just, I don't know, it sort of restricts the movement.
Yeah.
And my favourite guitar that I tour with is my filed Alexander. Roger sent that to me, and it had quite a heavy, shiny finish on it.
Yep.
I sent it straight back, asked him to strip it off, French polish it. And he said, I wouldn't do this for anyone else. All right, I'll do it. He did it. He sent it back. It sounded like a different instrument.
It does, yeah.
And then he said, I might start French polishing a few more guitars. So I was like, yes.
You've converted him, okay.
Yeah, just a little bit. They just sing louder, I think.
I know, well, on my steel strings, I like the whole thing, but on the top, I sand it back so it's so thin. And then that's it.
Nice.
So I do keep it a lot thinner on the top, because you'll hear from this, just the sound of this right now is really vibrant.
Yeah, it sounds like a boring.
But when we start to take that down, if you think of how it sounds there and how we get to it by the end, you'll notice a bit of a difference.
Great.
So we'll start off with just a bit of chisel.
Okay, that's just a bit of chisel at the start of the
Just
podcast.
a bit of chisel. So yeah, we're at 15
I didn't realise
there.
it was that kind of party. Okay.
And all I'm going to do is just get us to 13mm, which is about our finished height. Just like that.
That's a very pleasing little sliver of shaving, that. Do you, as a luthier, do you still delight in these tiny details? Because for me, when I'm a very amateur carpenter. I really enjoy working with wood.
Okay, yeah.
And the little slivers and the tiny little details of woodwork, I just find them so delightful and so soothing. So when that peels off and it's perfectly curved, I think that's one of the most beautiful things about this whole process.
With this chisel, we're going to use the flat side, and all you're going to do is just match exactly what I've done onto that bit.
Lovely.
So you've picked up a chisel before.
Yeah. Hang on.
Just give it a good push. There you go.
That was more of a wiggle, wasn't it? That was a bit chunky. Sorry.
Just the tiniest bit off now.
How's that?
Perfect.
Yeah. All right.
And then we do the same on this side to match the same height as well.
Okay, you're going to have a little bit of sanding to do there, Sam.
No, we're good.
Okay. A little more sheepish this time.
You can leave it in there, it's fine.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mind your finger.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Because that is actually quite sharp, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, I have made a right pig's breakfast of that.
No, you're cool. Don't worry. So, that there. We've mainly just got our kind of basic height.
I was being so careful that I don't know, the confidence with which you do that is so striking. I was trying to be smooth, I ended up being jagged. And that's,
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to go for it, haven't you?
You've got to go for it. And it's the same thing with, I don't know, when I'm playing on stage, if I don't just go for it and commit, it all goes horribly wrong. So
perfect life
lesson
lesson,
learned.
isn't it? Yeah. We've got the block playing here, and now we've got this kind of our level that we need to get the rest of the bracing at.
Okay.
All we can do is just...
Oh, that was very satisfying.
There's your curl for you.
Come on, right.
There you go.
Yeah?
Nice, yeah.
That's
Perfect.
pleasing. Wow, what a beautiful tool.
And then we switch to the other side as well.
Okay. When I said I was an amateur carpenter, I really meant amateur.
Just keep switching each one, and then we'll bring it down to about that height.
Okay. This is tremendously satisfying, isn't it?
I
Same
do
again?
love the noise of it, yeah.
All right.
So you're on tour at the moment.
Yes, sir.
It's quite a big tour you're on.
Yeah.
You must be on the road quite a bit.
I am. I always try to spend less time on the road and then still end up playing about 100 shows a year.
Is it with the release of the new album that has kind of prompted... Do you do a tour after each album, or is that... Yeah.
I normally get a couple of years out of each record, in different parts of the world.
Because you've done... Is it 8 studio albums and 1 live one now?
Well, I always say I've done 8, but there was a covers record too, which I did in a studio.
Right, okay.
So technically, and with that and the 3 live records I've made, I'm on about a dozen. But
Nice.
for the press releases, it's this is my 8th record.
Yeah, I love the new album because it's just revisiting your old songs, but a different take on it.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that it's, over the years, it's had maybe a different feel for you from how you first wrote it.
Yes, yeah. Well, as soon as you take a song on the road, it changes shape.
Yeah.
Immediately, the tempo changes. You understand what the lyrics are about. It all just kind of transforms once you get under spotlights. And all these years later, I've been doing this 20 years now. All these years later, some of these songs are barely recognisable from when I first recorded them. My first record, which I made in 2006, and then that was re-released in 2010.
Right, okay.
The Fox and the Monk.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know what I was doing. I made that record for 300 quid with some friends.
Yeah.
And now I'm only just starting to understand what some of those songs are about and how I want to hear them and how I play them. So I wanted to get back in the studio and redo them.
Yeah. Well, we were talking beforehand and saying how good the production is on pretty much every album you've got. And
oh, thanks, man.
live as well, the sound is just incredible. So
thank you.
You must take a lot of pride in that and concentrate a lot of time into it.
Yeah, I really do. I'm a student of, the great British fingerstyle guitar players, and that's the world I come from. My first proper gigs were at guitar festivals where people like Clive Carroll and Martin Simpson were playing.
Yeah,
who have impeccable live sound, and look how quick you are at that, man.
That's 15 years of.
And I immediately kind of figured out, right, the key to this is to sound good. And because I've been listening to music all my life, my dad always had music on in the house.
Yeah.
We were listening. I was raised on Ry Cooder,
nice,
Paul Simon, records that sound great. So for me, it's the most important thing. I want whatever sound there is, if it's studio or live, I want it to sound as sumptuous as possible.
Yeah. I think I kind of have a similar thing in terms of the sound of the guitar as well. You want that kind of clear, responsive sound, and I think you get that with everything, your voice as well. So I've been enjoying listening to the new album, and what I do love is the guests that you have on as well.
Yeah.
So it's not... I think we talked about it with Catherine as well, like kind of collaborations, and it must feel nice having someone on the record with you. The Staves was one, and
Lisa Hannigan.
Lisa Hannigan.
Yeah.
Special.
The great Lisa Hannigan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I first met Lisa Hannigan in 2011.
Right, okay.
And I'd written a song. Kind of upon waking, I just had this song in my head. And I wrote it and I could hear Lisa singing it. I was a huge fan of hers. But I didn't know her. So I met her backstage at Celtic Connections and I said, hey, I wrote a song for you that I heard in a dream. And she went, what? And,
was that the creepiest first line you've ever given someone?
pretty weird, man, in hindsight. Anyway, later on, a few months later, I'm in the studio recording guitar on her album Passenger.
Yep.
And I joined her band and went around the world with her for a few years opening for her. And in the end, I was making Great Lakes 2 years later, and she came in to sing on the record.
It is a great album, that
Thanks,
one.
man. Yeah, so she sang on Salty and Sweet and a few other songs. And we've collaborated variously, in all the years since, and she's sung on 3 of my records. No. And when it came to gatherings, Salty and Sweet, we recorded it as a band number, and I wanted to just kind of portray it as we perform it, just Lisa and I in a room.
Yeah.
With a bunch of people singing. So we tried to recreate that.
Very nice. Yeah, I love it. One of my favourites on the album is Town to Town. Mainly because that was my favourite all along, really.
Thanks, man.
So to hear it kind of revisited is really special. And it's, I think, I don't know, it just had, obviously different guitar on it.
Yes.
Because I know you're a fan of the mules, and I imagine, is that the mule on there?
It is, that's the big steel.
Yeah. It sounds great.
Thanks.
And a bit of slide as well, it's just like, pretty special.
You can't go wrong, yeah.
Yeah, because you've been playing, because I've been following mule resonators for quite a long time. I think when they were only small, and then they suddenly shot up, and then I saw you playing one.
Yeah.
And you've got
I've got the Mulecaster.
Mulecaster, yeah.
Blue, and I've got a Mavis, and I've got the big steel.
Nice.
Yeah.
You must have quite a few guitars then.
Yeah, I've normally got a dozen in rotation.
Okay, yeah.
That all do different things. If I've got a guitar sitting there that is going unplayed, or that I feel sometimes you lose a connection to a guitar, or it stops giving me songs. I really believe that guitars have, depending on whose hands they're in, they've only got a certain number of songs.
Okay.
And I'll just move them on.
That's quite nice though.
Yeah. And I've sold some really great guitars just because we were no longer speaking.
Yeah. That is one of the Quickfire ones later, so I'll ask you that. Because I always have a guitar that I wish I'd never got rid of. And I'm sure a lot of musicians do as well. It's something you always think about, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have any regrets there. There's one guitar that I sold, but I sold it really stupidly and didn't get enough money.
Okay.
But I didn't know what I was doing. It was in the very early days of eBay.
Keeps you awake at night, kind of thing.
It did for a bit, because I sold it for 200 quid. I should have got 700 quid. And I was skint. But that was just me being daft. Don't go on eBay when you're drunk, man.
At the end of this build, it's not going to a shop shelf, it's going into the hands of a songwriter who's ready to take their music to the next level. If you're a songwriter under the age of 30, I want to hear your story. To enter, you just need to do these things. Subscribe to this channel, enter your email address, and send us a 30 to 60 second video of you playing an original piece of music. Tell us who you are and what this guitar would mean to your journey. We aren't looking for the fastest player in the world, we're looking for the right voice for this instrument. Entries stay open until the final string is tuned. Let's build something that lasts. But the story of Town to Town, where did it come from?
It's a song about, I suppose, drinking too much, waking up in the wrong place, with maybe with the wrong person, and feeling like you are diminishing yourself, and in most of those situations you end up doing a disservice to whoever you're with as well.
Yeah.
And that stuff, people, I don't know, I went through it during a time when I wasn't particularly happy, and it's a song about knowing that you're not in a good place and trying to figure out how you can get out of it.
Yeah, I think I've got a thing with listening to quite sad songs, so
Yeah.
maybe that's probably why I like it as well.
Too.
It's kind of,
I love sad songs.
it makes me happier.
Me too. And
Yeah.
happy songs make me a bit miserable.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Exactly the same on that.
That's why I can't stand ABBA.
It is originally from the Great Lakes album, which is actually, I think, the first CD I bought of yours, actually. And I think I saw you up in Ullapool, maybe like a few months after first hearing that CD.
Yeah,
So
right, okay.
that was quite nice.
Yeah.
I mean, Ullapool's a pretty special place, so to see you there as well was great.
Man, thank
and live again, just spectacular. Your voice is great and built for the stage, I think, so it's really nice in that way.
Well, I figured out how to sing on stage. When I first started gigging, I was pretty shaky.
No voice at all?
I had a voice, but I just didn't know how to use it.
Okay.
And it took me a few years of being on stage to suss it out, you know?
Yeah. Thrown into the deep end, kind
Yeah.
of. I think that's the best way of doing it, isn't it?
That's sort of how I do everything. I just put myself in at the deep end.
Well, that's what we're doing today as well,
yeah.
isn't it? So,
well, yeah.
no, that's probably the best thing. But with the song, it kind of starts off so simple with just the guitar part, and then it just grows and grows. And I think one of my favourite things about it is that drop off, maybe like 3/4 of the way through, where you think it's the end of the song, and then it just comes back in with that kind of low bassy sound. And for me, that's like spot on. I love that.
Yeah, thanks.
For me, it's the perfect song. I mean, did you have that in mind that you were going to cut the song there and just bring it back, or were you thinking, oh, maybe that is the end of the song?
No, there was always that little coda, but you know, I'm just a total disciple of Kelly Joe Phelps.
Right,
and
okay,
that playing behind the slide thing,
yes,
I first saw that in his hands, and I just thought, God, I've got to put that in a song.
Yeah, it's inspiration stuff into that just gets into a song. And,
yeah.
Because that brings back a memory for you.
And that was that big pause in that song, and then it takes off again.
Yeah. And your voice coming in as well is just like so much low end, which is great, and it works really well.
Well, you know, with this new version, it's as soon as I got on the road, I realised this is a solo number, and I tour so much by myself anyway. I wanted to just play it as I've been playing it on the road.
Yes.
But then I got hold of this steel guitar, and there's another story there. That song is I played that on my filed guitar at the Fretboard Journal in 2013 when I was on tour in the US.
Right.
And Matt Ike from Mule Guitars saw that video and became a fan. And then 5 years later in 2018, I emailed Matt because I knew about Mule Guitars because Kelly Joe had one.
Yep.
So I emailed him. I've heard about these Mavis guitars, and I said, "Hey man, I love the sound of these guitars, and I believe we both knew Kelly, and you know, just wanted to say hello." He said, "Oh, I love that song, Town to Town. I want to send you a Mavis." And so I started playing Mule guitars, and then when I got the steel one, I took it in the studio. I found myself playing Town to Town on that guitar.
Okay.
And it was a few things coming full circle. Kelly Joe had the first proper Mule resonator.
Right.
My hero. And I wouldn't have written Town to Town if I hadn't been so influenced by Kelly Joe, you know. So Matt giving me that guitar, playing the song that he had fallen in love with, me playing it all these years later. It was all these funny little things coming together.
Very special.
And now that's on the record, which I dedicated to Kelly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Every time you must play it then, you must be thinking of their memories, really.
Absolutely.
Because I like the story of a guitar, the way it goes off and does its own thing, but you have songs that mean different things to different people.
Yeah, which is wild. It does blow me up.
Because I was thinking, has it changed since you recorded it, that meaning of when you wrote it? Does it mean something different to you now, or is that...
A lot of them do, yeah. Yeah, there are some songs, like Salty and Sweet, To Have So Many. I've played these songs at weddings.
Right, yeah.
They've, you know, I've been told they've been played at, like... a couple of people wrote to me about Salty and Sweet and said that their kids were born to that song.
Okay, not made to. That's okay.
It's pretty wild. So these songs take on a life of their own, and they go out in the world and do their own thing. And
No, that
so
must be really nice to hear.
it's lovely.
Yeah.
I try not to let that become a burden of responsibility. I still want to go out and play them differently each night. But it's nice to know that they've lived a life
Yeah.
And you're not. I think as soon as you cut a record and hand it over to the public, it's not your problem anymore. It's not your property. You're handing it
theirs,
over, and it belongs to everyone.
We'll get it onto basically the shaping part, because we've done most of the height stuff.
What is that? Is that a tiny
mini plane?
Wow, that's beautiful, isn't it?
So we go from the biggest basically to a slightly different size, isn't it? It's about sustainability through quality. They've kitted out the workshop for the series, and every artist who joins me is getting their own pair of dry denim jeans to wear. It's the perfect uniform for a project that's all about things built to last and stories meant to be told on stage. Got the selvage denim on myself, and John, you've got the gritty Jacksons.
Yes.
They're looking pretty good.
Box fresh, man.
Yeah, they'll stand you steady in tour, and and what have you got, the Roy shirt on as well?
There we go.
Icy tracks.
Yep.
Thank you, Nudie Jeans. Cheers. I usually get these two coming in for pickup installations.
Yes, that's the kind of the running joke up at Filed is I've been through just about every single acoustic guitar pickup in search of what works for me.
Oh, you're one of these guys, yeah.
Yeah. Alex up at Filed
Hates you.
he hates when I call him because he knows it's like, I just want to try stick it in a 660 arm and just see what it does.
Yeah.
It's like, you're just going to have it taken out in 6 months, don't bother.
So what pickup do you have in at the moment? Can I ask?
Yeah. LR Bags dual source.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
They stopped making them. And I don't know why, because it's the best acoustic guitar pickup I've ever used.
They've tried to replace it with different things.
Yeah.
And
all with mono outputs.
Yeah.
It's nonsense.
Because Connor came to see you last night.
Yeah.
And he said you do a little tap under the high E string.
Mm-hmm. With my little finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got to pick up directly under that then, or not?
Well, the mic is opposite on the back.
Right.
And that little finger tap, that's kind of my bass drum. A lot of people do that with their...
Yeah.
Just all I need to do is that. I have the mic turned up pretty high.
Yeah.
And I have my monitors turned really low.
Okay.
And then I scoop a few frequencies before I give it to the sound man. And there's not a lot they can do to screw it up, apart from turn it up too loud. So I always just say, look, keep it low. We're going to have a better gig. And most sound engineers get it. A few, it kind of takes them a minute to get their head around it. But it's lovely the moment where they put it at the right volume and go, oh, I can go and have my dinner.
Yeah, I imagine they get a lot of guitarists in that are just like, plug it in and just be like, oh yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, and you listen to a piezo for half an hour.
Yeah.
It's what...
That zingy sound drives me mad.
Drives me mad. And some of the biggest bands in the world, and this is going to be a bit ranty, right? Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah, go for it.
Some of the biggest bands and some of my favourite guitar players, as soon as they get on an acoustic, they haven't thought about how an acoustic guitar should translate.
No.
And it is possible to make an acoustic guitar sound good on stage.
Yeah.
You just have to put in a bit of effort. Whenever they come up, that is something, if I see it on eBay or Reverb or whatever, I'll just buy it and stick it in the drawer.
Yeah.
Because at some point I'm going to break the guitar and the pickup with it. I'm going to need another one, you know?
Yeah.
So I've got a couple in reserve.
I have it with output jacks. People seem to fly through output jacks with me, so
Right.
I just always have one in stock just in case. And
Yeah.
I always get that call from someone. I'm on tour at the moment and output jack's gone. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll come over.
What do you think causes that? Like rough handling?
I think it's sometimes the lead, because sometimes they have the springs in the lead itself, which kind of push open the output bit. But I always say to people, put the lead through the guitar strap and then in.
Always, yeah.
Some people don't do that.
I think I forgot to do it last night, and halfway through the gig I realised, and I started getting really
anxious about it.
A bit edgy, you know? But I didn't want to... I thought, you start getting in your head about tiny things when you're gigging. You know, what if I unplug my guitar and plug it back in? You know, I should have just done it.
Yeah,
and I get it with patter. Like the other night I told an audience off, basically. A room full of people who've paid good money to see me play. Yeah. Because there were about 10 people who kept getting up to go to the loo. And it was distracting for everyone else in the room. And you get a feeling on stage, you're like, I need to shut this down. Because most of these people, this is diminishing their enjoyment. Yeah. And I started, I started laying into them like, can you not just wait between songs? Learn some bladder discipline, for God's sake.
Yeah. You sat still anyway, so it's like you're not moving around.
Pull yourself together, man. What's wrong with you fellas, men of a certain age? Like, you need to go before the gig.
Yeah.
And it went over pretty well, and a few people clapped, because I think there were a few people who were like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
But I felt afterwards, you shouldn't be telling off your audience. And yet I still seem to...
But I'm a nightmare in an audience because I'm easily distracted as well.
Me too.
So even if I went to a gig the other night and it was a bench and this guy was leaning back and forth quite a lot and it meant the back bits were moving.
Yeah.
It drove me insane.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything though.
Yeah.
I probably should have done. But distracting.
Yeah.
Kind of ruins the concert, doesn't it?
For sure. Absolutely, man.
I'm sure it didn't ruin it for yours though.
No, they took it pretty well. You can get away with that in the north a bit more than in the south. I think.
Yeah.
People. There's a different sense of humour. Give people a bit more stick.
Right, we're going to start because we've got these to height now. We're just going to take. Let me just adjust it.
This is so satisfying to watch.
So all we're going to do is just start taking them corners off till we've got
this.
like a pyramid shape.
You could get a little sideline in confetti.
But you can hear the sound already is opening up.
Yeah, man.
So we
interesting.
want this area to kind of be quite loose, and then in front of the bridge we want that strength, which is why we've got that huge X brace there.
Yeah.
And that will kind of keep us ringing throughout. So if you're playing a note, it's going to keep resonating in this area.
Yeah, in all parts of the sound.
Yeah. I mean, this area here is pretty much dead. By the time you've got the neck joint in there, it's doing something, but not a lot.
Well, for the way I play, I lean on that top corner.
Yes.
For kind of a snare hit. It's nice when it's tighter.
Yeah.
You don't want that to be too loose.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've got plenty of other areas for looser sound as well. So.
Down there, exactly.
So it definitely works that way.
Yeah.
We're going to shape.
It's been really nice seeing that take shape. I like how you measured that. Just dig in a little bit and then plane it out.
Easy, innit?
Really nice.
This bit's even more satisfying. So, like that. And then with this, we're just going to hit that high point. And it's going to taper off from the pencil line all the way to the end. And it's nice and easy to do with that plane. If you want to try that.
From the pencil line all the way?
Yeah, so we're going to do pencil line here, but all we're going to do is just hit this area here in the middle here first.
Right, okay. Like that?
Yeah, and then hit a few passes on this middle bit here. Yeah, perfect. And just keep going there, and then it'll elongate that.
Oh.
Yeah, you're okay? It's perfect.
How's that?
Yeah, keep going.
Keep going?
Yeah.
What are we tapering to?
So we're tapering pretty much to nothing at the end.
Oh man, wow, okay.
So that means we're loosening that end up. But also you've got to think we've got the sides coming in. So really, it's going to be quite strong anyway.
It requires tremendous patience, this job, doesn't it?
It does. And I think that's probably something I learned before I started guitar making, really.
Okay.
And I've probably got kind of even more patient as time's gone on, which is not always a good thing, is it?
What, being patient?
Yeah.
No, it's great. It's a tremendous skill.
Do you think?
Yeah, I've been trying to learn patience my whole life. I'm impatient.
Impatient, right, okay.
Yes, and I'm still working on it. The only thing that really taught me patience was having a kid. Until then, I just didn't have any. What do you call this tool?
It's a block plane.
Block plane.
It fits nicely into the hand, doesn't it? It's kind of easy thing. Hit the end a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
So nice. You almost want to eat that.
You can take them home if you want.
Actually, I might take one.
Tour snack.
Little souvenir. Yeah, there's something very sort of soothing and balancing and zen-like about this this process, isn't there?
I think especially this bit, you're kind of at one with the soundboard. And
the new album from John Smith.
This could be it, just the sounds of the workshop.
Oh,
There
yeah,
you go.
man.
Well, you've played fouled guitars for as long as I can remember.
Yeah. I'm very fortunate there. I built a really good relationship with a great guitar builder very early on. And it changed everything for me. Changed the way I played guitar.
Yeah. Thank you.
I had a big brand acoustic guitar
Yep.
that I bought. I was the very lucky recipient of a grant early on. 500 quid. I took it down to Denmark Street. And shout out to Paul Waller, who now works at Atkin Guitars.
Yep.
He works at Hank's Guitars. And he sold me a Taylor 310, which was a great, really solidly built dreadnought style guitar.
Yep.
And I took it on the road for a few years. I was playing, fast forward a few years, I'm on tour with John Martin. And driving up to Glasgow, I'd played a filed guitar at the same time that I was buying this Taylor. The Taylor was 750 quid. This is back in 2006.
Yep.
Or 2000. Maybe I bought that in 2004.
So you could add a couple of grand on really from there then.
Yeah. Well, the filed was a lot more.
Right.
So, but I played it and I thought that's the best guitar I've ever played. I wrote to Roger and I said, look, I'd like to just come by and say hello. And he said, yep, come by. I stopped in and I was very cheeky. I just said, look, you haven't got any young endorsees and I'd really like to play your guitars and showcase your guitars. And he looked me up and down and he went, yeah, all right. and we talked there and then I picked out the wood and he built me a Falstaff.
Nice.
And I sold the Taylor, which actually talking about guitars that you regret letting go, I regret that one a bit. I sold it to Sam Lakeman.
Oh, okay.
Who?
So you still see it every so often then?
I see it. Well, yeah, he's like one of my best mates. So it's there in Sam, and he's married to Cara Dillon.
Yeah.
And Sam has produced a few of my records. So I play that guitar every once in a while, and it's opened up so much. It's a killer guitar now, and I just shouldn't have let it go. He'll let me play it whenever I want, but he won't sell it back.
Yeah, but that's the thing with guitars, they do open up over time as well.
They really do.
But similar story to your fouled one here is this guitar is going to a young musician by the end of it. So it's a great way of just getting a professional grade instrument, really, isn't it?
Amazing.
I mean, you must have found a big difference when starting out, kind of having such a nice guitar to work with.
Yeah.
Not only an inspiration
Yeah.
to write stuff, but your live sound as well and
absolutely
gigging.
And a great guitar will make you a better player.
Yeah.
Because you've got something to aspire towards.
Exactly.
And I felt very lucky having that guitar in my life, having it on stage, writing songs on it, and then a few years later, when I was making a bit of money from music, I went in and bought another Falstaff. So then I was just touring two of the same shape but different woods.
Nice.
Years later, Roger built me a smaller guitar. I played one that he custom built for Richard, who runs the Ullapool Guitar Festival.
Yep, Richard Lindsay, yep.
Exactly. Uncle Dickie. And it's one of the best acoustic guitars I've ever played. I said to Roger, I just want that. He built it, and that's been my main guitar since 2017.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. So what year was it you got your first one then?
2006.
Right, okay.
Well, 2000. I probably ordered it then and it came in 2007.
Yeah.
And
so you got to see the whole process, I guess, of it being built, did you?
Yeah, I get a few pictures, a few email attachments, but I trust Roger so implicitly. That's why it's a luxury, really, to be ignorant of how things work and just trust in the process and rely on it as a tool. I realise that's a sort of uninformed position, but I worry more about how to write a song on the guitar when it's brought to me, Yeah,
so that's the idea we had with the performance series guitar. Was I was noticing most players would just pick up and play it and not even look at it. So we stripped it back to basically live sound, and comfort from playing it, really.
Yeah, great.
So that's what created the Performance Series guitar. And so when someone orders one, it comes with the same woods. It's Indian rosewood back and side, spruce top.
Oh,
and we
lovely.
know how to make it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there we go.
Yeah, my main Falstaff is the same woods.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
It just the rosewood gives you such a nice base.
Yeah.
And the spruce just gives you that just equal balance over the whole thing as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. And it's a good size too.
Have you got cedar tops or?
I did, and this is the thing, I was saying I'm kind of unsentimental about guitars. The first Falstaff, the first file guitar I had, I ended up selling.
Right.
With Roger's blessing.
Do you know who's got that one then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I sold it. I sold it to a fan. What happened was it sat there for 2 years, hardly played, and one day I just realised what was happening. I think I'd been on the road. I've been on the road for 2 years straight, using other guitars and not picking up that one at home. And I picked it up to play it, and I just knew there weren't any more songs in there for me. And it's such a great guitar. I just wanted. I do believe they should be played. I hate seeing guitars in glass boxes.
Yeah.
I hate knowing that there are 1950s Telecasters out there not being played. It breaks my heart. So, and this guitar is such a great guitar. Yeah.
Because I always think
someone made me an offer, and I asked Roger for his blessing and sold it, and I haven't regretted it.
Not thought about it since then.
It's
a nice story,
yeah,
but not thinking like, I've got to get that back or anything.
No, I just don't. I don't believe that's how it should work, because he's getting loads out of this guitar.
Yeah, and it's played its story in your life as well. So
absolutely, yeah. Otherwise, what's it going to do? It's going to sit there on a guitar rack and not be played.
Exactly, yeah.
While I'm in search of something else.
Can you hit the same taper, but from this line to the end now? So just hitting.
And what happens if I bang into that?
We should have enough room.
We got enough.
So if I put it on a tilt like that,
okay,
I'm just kind of hitting.
Okay, so from the line,
yeah,
to the end. Right.
There you go.
And then a little swerve.
There you go. You got the skills there.
I think the word skill is doing a lot of lifting there, Sam.
You're doing really well.
That's very kind. This room smells fantastic.
My favourite wood's cypress for the smell.
What's the wood that you shouldn't inhale? It's a form of rosewood.
Is it cocobolo?
Cocobolo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's similar colour to your beard, actually, cocobolo.
Yeah, people have really strong reactions to that, don't they?
Yeah, we'll do the other side as well.
Yes, all right, man. Just get rid of all the little quavers. There we go. So, same deal.
Yeah.
You sure I'm not ballsing this up?
No, you're okay.
Okay. Wow. As soon as I leave, you'll pull out the actual guitar top and throw this one in the bin. Yeah. And so now I'm just levelling it out, right?
Yeah. Straight away, you've got your hand on the playing perfect. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So where could a man or woman or any human being pick up a
nice block playing like that?
Nice block playing like this.
They're made in America. Well, I bought all these when they were a decent price.
Yep.
And we could actually import things okay.
Yes. The good old days.
Yeah. Whereas now, I don't think you can buy these in this country.
No.
Or if you do, it's very difficult. How much has that opened up since we first started it?
It's much more ringy, isn't it?
Yeah. And if you hold it there,
it's changed pitch as well.
Thing. Yes, it will do. So the weight is bringing that, and as you tap it, well, I'll tap it. You can feel it vibrating in your fingers as well.
Yeah, it's lovely. I can't tap with my left hand.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Wow.
It's amazing, isn't it? So
it really is.
That's all we're doing really with this job, is just kind of creating its life and kind of opening it up a bit more.
I was using muscles in my fingers that I don't think I've ever used before with that plane, and I'm feeling the burn a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm a fingerstyle guitar player. I play guitar every day for ages. That muscle there is probably the strongest part of my whole body.
Yeah,
Just from thumb picking.
Yeah.
But using that plane,
Something different in there.
something in there, it's just like, ooh.
So
Okay.
I go rock climbing quite a lot. I think it helps with this kind of stuff because
bet,
my
yeah.
finger strength's very good.
Yes.
It's a shame about my arms. Yeah, the X-brace is interesting because you've got two pieces going across there, but they're cut into like a tenon, so that you've got them attached basically. Because if you had like two loose ones like that, you would find with humidity they'd just open up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got join at the bottom and join on the top there.
Beautiful.
So it keeps it really strong. And people always put like, I don't know if you've seen the really old like Martin Gibsons kind of thing, they'll put a bit of cloth on that
Really?
to kind of secure it, but it don't really ever need it because if you think of the strings pulling, it actually pulls it closer in. But yeah, it's quite an interesting way of doing it.
It's one of those lovely little details. It looks so delicate, but I bet that is rock solid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, so to test usually strength is kind of fingers across there and you're just pulling in and it's not moving.
Great.
And it's just solid. And this one especially,
Yeah.
because at the moment that's 13 mil high and it's 13 mil wide, so it's a bit of a beast.
Yeah.
But because they're made of spruce, it's really light and it rings anyway as well. So we've got the perfect materials for that. And I mean, this stays in my workshop for about 4 years before I use it, the bracing.
Okay.
And before that, it's been dried for 3-4 years anyway. So it's it's a long waiting game on that one.
Amazing.
But all we've got to do on this is just the bits we've shaped is just a bit of sandpaper.
Okay.
Just that flat edge really. We still want that point
Okay.
just along there.
Yeah.
On all the bits.
On all the bits.
On all the bits.
Right.
Do you have any pre-show rituals?
Yeah. As I get a little longer in the tooth, I warm up. My voice needs a little bit of time to get into shape these days because my voice is getting lower as I get a little older. So, and I have asthma. So, if I don't warm up, I find myself coughing a little bit.
Yeah. At this time of year as well, are you suffering from hay fever or not?
No, but I'm actually getting over a sinus infection. I had to pull a few shows at the start of this tour, which pulling shows is a big deal. And I've only ever done it when I've been really ill.
Yeah.
And this is the second or third time in my whole career I've had to do it.
Okay.
So I've been taking extra care on this tour.
It's quite tough to make that call.
It's so painful, you know, because people book hotels and they get babysitters, and some people fly in. I had a girl text me and say, "Oh, I moved my flight back to Brazil because I saw that you were playing this show, and then I couldn't play that show." It's devastating, man. So
Yeah.
you know, this stuff really matters. So I had to pull those shows, and anyway, before these shows, I'm really warming up properly, really trying to. And I kind of loosen up a little bit and make sure I'm going on feeling a bit open. It used to be like, you know, have a whiskey, have a smoke, go on stage.
Yeah.
And then those days,
Long gone.
you very quickly realise that's not sustainable.
No.
For a number of reasons.
No. Saying that, I met the Rolling Stones once, and we met them before the gig, and it like they'd woken up from a nap.
Yep.
And they were silent. They were just kind of, you know how we are when you just wake up.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, they're running around on stage, and I was like,
Incredible.
"How are you doing that?"
I saw them at Anfield last year or the year before, and
Nice.
they were unreal.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
At that age as well, it's just incredible.
It really is.
Who's your go-to listen at the moment?
That's a good question. I listen to podcasts when I'm driving.
Yeah.
Unless I'm driving late at night, and then it's Mastodon. Because it just keeps me awake, you know, and I really like I like forceful, kind of sludgy rock.
Yeah.
You know, I like Red Fang, I like Mastodon, I like Queens of the Stone Age.
Okay.
But if I don't know, lately I've been listening to Bahamas a lot. I think he's got such great
Yeah.
he makes such nice choices with his I mean, he's a great lyricist. All the guitar stuff sounds great. It's funny, isn't it, how a question like that can kind of stop. You have to really think about, like, what was I listening to yesterday? When I'm at home, I just listen to jazz.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I listen to instrumental jazz. When I'm on the road, I listen to a lot of hip hop as well.
Same.
Earl Sweatshirt. I've been listening to that Earl Sweatshirt and Mike record.
Nice.
I like to listen to things that don't involve guitars and my approach to lyricism. Just soak it in and see if I learn anything. You know?
Yeah.
But me and Blair were talking about this the other night, like all time, you know, probably once a month I'll listen to some of my all-time favourite records, and one of those is Late for the Sky by Jackson Browne with David Lindley.
Nice.
On the slide guitar. And that for me is very grounding. It just puts me right back in my place. Yeah. Reminds me what I'm aspiring to and what I love, and you know.
That might be quite nice before a gig kind of thing, just to.
Yeah, well, I have it on the playlist before a gig as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's very good. Well, as we've got Nudie Jeans sponsoring, Nudie Jeans are built to last. But what is that kind of item of clothing that you can't get rid of, even though it is falling apart?
I've got a pair of other jeans, whose name I shall mention, because I'm wearing some lovely Nudie jeans right now. But they are knackered. I mean, they are goosed, but I still wear them.
Yeah.
An old pair of jeans is such a joy.
It's when you know you're about to do a job in that day and you're like,
yeah, I
just need something that I can get a bit messy and knackered kind of thing.
Yeah. That hasn't been washed for a while.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable. I mean, I reckon I'll be wearing this jacket for the rest of my life. I bought this maybe 8 years ago and it still looks brand new.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I do believe in like buying less and buying something good, and then just you've got something that lasts.
Well, we've talked about the guitar that you've sold or given away that you still think about now.
Well, but also, you know that guitar that I mentioned at the start that I sold on eBay?
Yeah.
So when I was 17, I worked a summer in a bakery. I'm colourblind, right? So all my mates went to work at Nortel, which was the electronics factory. They wouldn't give me a job because I'm colourblind.
Yeah. So Live wire, just want to go there.
Yeah, they were all making loads of money and buying cars, and I was working minimum wage in the bakery. I'd learned how to bake. I'm technically a trained baker. Yeah. But I also just was saving cash hand over fist, and I went to Maxim guitars in Exeter. Yep. I bought a Marshall amp and a Parker Fly electric guitar. Ooh. That had a piezo in it. Because I played it and I realised that I had this slightly acoustic thing, slightly electric thing. I was equally obsessed at that point by Nick Drake and Deftones. Yeah. And Metallica. And that guitar did it all in a way.
That's great.
No, it didn't necessarily do all the Nick Drake thing, but I had an acoustic guitar. Anyway, a few years later, I started looking at this guitar really wishing I'd bought a Fender Telecaster. And so I thought, well, that's what I need. You know, I started listening to country music, and when you're 17, 18, 19, you don't know what the hell you're doing. You just grab a tool, try it, and if it doesn't work, you move it on. I bought this guitar for 700 quid. I sold it on eBay for 200 quid by mistake because I didn't know how eBay worked. And then I saved for a long time to get my Telecaster.
Yeah. Yeah. But this guitar is going to a young musician.
Great, man. That's great.
And it would be amazing for them to use, but what's that one bit of advice that you'd give someone that's not only just starting out, but like just starting to push themselves a bit more, trying to make their way, really?
Well, as a guitar player?
As a songwriter, maybe.
Yeah. Don't get distracted. I spent too much time being distracted. You know, when you're going out and gigging, there's a lot that can distract you, and it's fun. You know,
you're travelling.
You're travelling. Yeah. There's booze everywhere. You know, people start paying attention to you, and that brings its own distractions. Pay attention to what you're doing. Keep your eye on the road and write all the time. Don't stop working. Yeah. And if I could tell myself that when I was 23, 24, I think I would have done better out of it, because I would allow myself to slip into long periods of not writing. But if you're going to make it as a songwriter, you've got to be writing as often as you can. And
I think it's something you can do while travelling as well. because it's...
If you're disciplined, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's harder than you think.
Do you need that kind of time to sit down and be like, right, I'm going to do this? Or is it more inspiration that hits?
I find that touring is like it's like shaking up the snow globe, and then you get home and it all settles.
Yeah.
And then it starts looking nice, and you can kind of see all the detail, and you go, oh yeah, okay, there's the songs, and you write it down.
Yeah. And then you're ready to go out and tour again.
And you go on tour again. Yeah, and then you take those songs on tour, and they change every night.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah.
Well, you've done a great job today.
I think that's very generous of you. I think I made your life a little bit harder.
I don't think so. I think we've done really well. And the difference now
Let's hear
is
it.
you can really hear it opening up.
Dum, dum, dum.
And you can hear the different tones from just tapping at different areas.
That's amazing, isn't it? Compared to where we started.
Exactly, yeah, because
That
it
really is
was a clunk when we started. It was just a thud. But just by lightening them areas up, it just comes into its own life, and
Wow.
it'll make a really special guitar for someone. So thank you very much. Cheers, John.
Such a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
John, it's been a pleasure having you in the workshop.
Thank you.
You've done a great job, and we're one step closer to getting that guitar finished for someone. So, have you enjoyed it?
I really have. I've learned a lot, and I think actually this might be a truly beautiful bit of luthiery.
Yeah, I think it's going to sound great. I mean, we've heard the characteristics coming from the top already, and you can kind of hear how it's going to translate into a guitar itself. So
I can't wait to hear it.
yeah, I guess it's probably even though you've had guitars made for yourself, have you had your hands on the guitar before?
Never. Yeah, I've just completely allowed it to pass me by. So this has been really interesting, and you know, I think I was sort of trying to take a bit of the credit there, but watching you work has been really interesting.
Oh, thank you.
Really,
Thank you
it's
very
been,
much.
It's been really nice, man. So thank you for that.
No, thanks for joining us, and cheers, John.
Pleasure, mate. Nice one. Here's one we made earlier. Always wanted to.